So I didn't know what to do. I just did some floor time, some open houses. I didn't know how to convert. I didn't really have a direction. So, maybe a year and a half into it, I actually was getting ready to leave the business.
大家好，欢迎收看房产经纪工作室。那我是 Jack， 在掌镜的这位是小郑。那我们这个频道是专门为华人房地产经纪设立的一个频道。我们常常会请到一些地产界的专家，或者做得很好的房产经纪，或者 team leader 来跟大家分享一下他们在做这个行业的一些心得、一些技巧，还有一些秘密。那今天我们很荣幸约到一个我认识10年的好朋友。他在我们这里也是一个 top agent, top team leader, also a mindset coach. 那他的名字叫做 Kyle. Kyle, thank you so much for coming to our channel. Can you quickly introduce yourself to the audience real quick?
Sure, yeah, thanks for having me. Hey, my name is Kyle. I'm with eXp Realty. I'm located at the Alhambra location. A little bit about me, I've been in the business since 2002, so a little bit over 21 years now. So it's been quite a while. Yeah.
Okay. And I know that, we met like 10 years ago. We met 10 years ago.
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Yeah, we used to work together. And he's always somebody that I look up to. Like, he's very smart and very calm. And the way just the way how he handle situation when it arises, I find wisdom in there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So can you share with people like what got you why did you decide to get into real estate?
Yeah, so I think the reason why I got into real estate was to learn about investing. I read this book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 2002, 2001. I graduated college and a friend of mine introduced the book to me. And that one really kind of inspired me to learn more about real estate. And what's the best way at that time I thought the best way was just to become a realtor and kind of be involved in the industry.
Yeah. Very interesting. That's how I actually got started as well. That's actually how John Sai got started.
I know, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So if you haven't read that book, please read that book. And can you share with the audience like what are your production like? Like what was like your peak year and what's like your average transaction? Because I know that you guys are icon agent and you have a very solid team. Can you kind of share with the audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, the peak year, the most homes I've sold in a year is 50-something transactions.
Wow.
I average about 25 to 30 transactions now. Just kind of slowing down a little bit, but that's on purpose because I want some more time freedom.
Yeah.
Then I have a team.
Yeah. We
run and we kind of manage those transactions together.
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit more about your team?
Yeah, so my team, I work with my sister and my brother-in-law. So how we kind of work is that with my book of business that I built over the years, we get the clients' calls and those clients that really want to work with me, then I work with them. If not, then I have my sister handle the clients or take care of the clients.
Yeah, Helen, your sister, she's awesome. Always so much energy and really good, very personable and just very professional. I like her a lot. Obviously, David too.
Yeah, David kind of handles the paperwork stuff for us, and they're a husband and wife team, and they like being together all the time.
Yeah.
So which is great.
Yeah, I know one thing you mentioned just now, work-life balance, right? Because I know, we know each other for a long time. I remember 10 years ago you were working really hard, right?
Yes,
in the past couple of years, I know you have a beautiful daughter, right? And so, what's your schedule like, and how do you maintain that work-life balance?
Yeah, great question. And I think that's important, right? Like once I had my daughter, I was kind of already planning to kind of slow down so I can spend more time with her. I think for me was I wanted to make sure when she grows up to not say, "Where's my dad?" or "Didn't feel loved," or I wanted to make sure I was there for her. So that's kind of how I planned my life around my thoughts of how would I want to live my life, right? So I pick her up from school. My wife drops her off and I pick her up and I'll take her to soccer practice afterwards. So those and I have a lot of the teaching moments because I'm with her, which is great. Work-wise, when I wake up, there's a routine that I do. I meditate, I visualize, I write a gratitude journal, affirmations, and then once I do that, I'll do some like light workout stuff, and then I'll get into my work
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know that you're also a mindset coach.
Yes. Yeah.
Opulent mindset coach, right? Bob Proctor?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I assisted, you know,
Okay.
in
Got it.
that
got it.
coaching.
And I know that over the years, you are always into personal development, right?
Yes.
Like you took a lot of different courses, and that's ultimately like make you become who you are today.
Yes.
Even with your like daily routine in the morning. Because I remember like 10, 15 years ago when I started, a lot of the top producer was telling me that, oh, you need to meditate in the morning. You need to exercise in the morning. You need to do your journal, like the thing that you talked about, right? Can you tell the audience, share with the audience, like the importance of that and how that helped you in your career?
Yeah, I think it's important because it kind of sets the tone for your mind and for yourself. Because if we don't do those items for ourselves, what happens, right? We get pulled away from social media, from TV, from drama, from chit-chat conversation that's not really important, right? And if we just let that run, and even our own mind, we're thinking negative thoughts sometimes. We're like, hey, what's going on? What's not working? And you hear just a lot of negative stuff going on. So you want to meditate to kind of calm yourself down, and then you do gratitude, so you have appreciation, and so you can allow the law of attraction to work for you, right? The law of attraction, you know, states like attract like. So if we're feeling good, if we're happy, we're joyful, and we're abundant, then we attract more of that. But if we feel lack, and if we feel, nothing coming in, like that's the energy level that we put out. So, but that's what we're gonna get back, right? So, but if we just focus on what we already appreciate, and we have a lot to appreciate, you know, we especially living here in the States, you know, in America, in a first world country, like we can just go to the market to buy food. We have running water, we have clothes to wear, we have an economy that we can just go out and make money, you know, versus a third world country where even if they wanted to, they can't even
get fresh water.
Yeah, get fresh water, you know. They just worry about survival, you know. So just those little things, or even as simple as having all our five senses, being able to go for a walk and just enjoy nature. Like really, it's really just abundant. We're abundant just in that manner already. You know?
I think oftentimes, I myself included, and also actually I got much better. I remember when I was newer, it wasn't easy because there wasn't much income, or no deal falling out, or no escrows, and so constantly, like what you said, we have a lot of negative self-talk, and you then start to do meditation. This is more like a personal question, but I'm sure audience can benefit from it as well. Were you always very consistent on doing meditation, or it took you a little while to become consistent on it?
It took a while to be consistent. Yeah, because it's meditation. It's hard when you start because our mind is so used to going to kind of pause is kind of hard. So the best way to start is to do a guided meditation, even something on YouTube, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and gradually grow into it. And after you do the guided for a while, then you can try quiet meditation, right? You know, there's a meditation called TM meditation, transcendental meditation. That works well too. That's just another style of meditation that a lot of stars do. You know,
I think Ellen did it too, right? I think I saw
Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen, Oprah, Ray Dalio, like a famous stock guy. And you know, what's the other guy's name? Steinfeld, Jerry Steinfeld. They're a big promoter of it. So
if you want to check it out, just go to TM meditation and you'll find it. I think it's called transcendental meditation, right? So out of all the different courses that you have taken, like which one would you recommend people to go take?
Which one? Well, it's the one that calls to you, I think, you know. For me, I took a company called Size Seminars, and that has it really be impactful for me. So that's something I would recommend. But I would say anything that you do, you take, you want to be able to continue with it. That's like the key. You know, we had the same coach, the opulent coach, Amy. You know, she helped me a lot as well in terms of overcoming self-worth issue and undeserving issues that comes up sometimes. but it doesn't come up anymore. So, and yeah.
Okay. So in your career, right? 2001, you said?
Yeah,
2001.
2002 is when I started.
Okay.
Yeah.
This 20 years, was it always a smooth ride?
No way. No.
What were like some of your biggest challenge that you ran into, and how did you overcome it?
I think the challenge is just the roller coaster of being a realtor, right? Especially in the beginning when we're trying to build our business, and we don't have a big book of business or a system to generate business. Our income's going to be like this, right? And sometimes that low is for months, and then or longer, and you're like, okay, is this for me? Then the negative self-talk really come, right? Like, hey, I'm not making it. So when that happens, you really just have to like look at your why. Why are you doing this? Why did you leave your 9-to-5 job in the first place? And what the opportunity that's still available here, being in a realtor, and then okay, who do we know that's doing well, right? And then try to learn and copy them, right? So that's really if knowing what I know now, when I was younger, if I just can find a mentor or a coach that can just help them and learn from them and basically do what they preach and copy them, it would have been a lot more smooth. It's still going to be some ups and downs, but at least there's some sort of direction. I didn't have that when I first started. There was top agents in my office, but they're more by themselves, or they'll have a quick 20-minute chat, and that's it. Yeah. And I was always like, wow, how can I be like these agents one day? That was just all I wanted to, but they wouldn't really teach me.
I think there's something I learned. I mean, something I think about all the time. I think that one of the reasons why a lot of the agents are struggling, especially if they're newer, is that people are very used to getting instant gratification. They want to come into this business and then they want to make money right away. And if they don't do that or shit hit the fan, this is our channel, I can cuss if I want. So, and they start to get discouraged, like, how come I'm not making the money yet? And one thing I would like to share with the audience, I learned this recently. A lot of the people, they go through college, right? And then they go to grad school. So that's 4 years, maybe like 2 to 3, 4 more years. And then when they graduated, they go get a corporate job to work for somebody else's dream, right? But a lot of the agents, they don't even want to work like a year or two on their own dream. I found that pretty interesting. But I know you go ahead.
And I think it's because of how the school system is, right? The school system just really teach us to get a degree so we can get a job. So we're really never taught to do something for ourselves. So unless you really think about it, let's have some time to reflect on it, and then be willing to make that change, right?
I know you coach people, right? And there are sometimes agents from whichever company, they will reach out to you so that you can guide them. Is it okay if the audience reach out to you?
Yeah, of course.
What's the best way for them to find you?
The best way I would say, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, or call me. I'll give you my phone number. It's 626-215-2368. Any quick questions, if I can help in any way. If you hear something about our conversation here and you'd like to learn more, feel free to reach out.
He's a great top producer. You can do it by himself. He is a great team leader and also a great mindset coach.
Yeah, so Kyle, that was very inspiring. And you mentioned back then when you were struggling, you were grinding. What was the grinding looks like?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that, because in the beginning, the grinding really looks like I didn't have direction. I just wanted to learn more about real estate, and I became a realtor. And I didn't know what to do. So really, and then I got lucky in a way where, I was 23, had some friends that had jobs for a while by the time I became a realtor, and they wanted to buy a house. So within the first 3 or 4 months, I was able to close 2 transactions. And at that time, you could do loans as well. So I had like 2 real estate deals, 2 loans, like, this is easy, right? And then when those friends and family goes away and I don't have a way to generate business, then it's like, okay, what's going on? 3 months later, 4 months later, 5 months later. So I didn't know what to do. I just did some floor time, some open houses. I didn't know how to convert. I didn't really have a direction. So, maybe a year and a half into it, I actually was getting ready to leave the business. So I actually went to get my insurance license, and I had a friend that worked at Aflac who was doing well, and I went to go work at Aflac, and I quit real estate.
Quack, quack.
But I had one listing that was left that I had got during floor time. It's a $1.3 million property in Acadia, a little bit overpriced, and I did open house every weekend, and then I go work at Aflac during the week. And then finally, when I put that in escrow, I was like, "What the hell? I'm gonna be making a few $100s per insurance file. I just made like 20 grand on this one. Like, what am I thinking, right?"
Yeah.
So that kind of pulled me back. It kind of still draw me back, and then from there I had placed an ad, and then I ended up catching a deal. I got a call. I had placed an ad that says, for free comparable market analysis, value your home, give me a call. Some lady called me on the ad above, but called my number. And the ad above me was, if you want to sell your house, I'll buy it all cash.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I ended up bought that ended up picked up the phone, and I had took like some classes before.
Yeah.
Like foreclosure classes, and I ended up going meet with the lady, and we put the deal together and made like 60 grand on that.
Yeah.
And that kind of really kept me in real estate.
Yeah.
And then there's still some up and down, but then at that point I knew, okay, I gotta do open houses, I gotta make calls if I want to go that route. Then that's when I started taking Mike Ferry. That wasn't too good for me. My personality, I door knocked, didn't get it consistent. But what I figured out was if you put a client in front of me, if I'm able to talk to a client, I can provide the service. So to go back to your question, as I was struggling throughout the years, fast forward later, I knew I had to make a move to another company that can provide better training for me, right? And once I went to another company that provide better training, then I was able to really generate. Then I started like consistently closing deals.
Yeah. So from your experience, I noticed you were like trying to look for the way to make it work. You keep trying new stuff.
Yes.
You didn't stop. You didn't stuck with one way. You just always look for answers.
Yeah, that was like 10 years, right? So we spent a few minutes on that, but I quit a couple times. So I almost left a few times, and probably after like 10 years in the business, it's up and down, and then up, and then because when 2008 happened, the market was really bad, but I was able to land a REO account. So 2009, 10, 11 was quite good because I was just selling REO properties. Yeah. Then after that was kind of over, my business went back to how it was before, just like roller coaster. And then I said to myself, man, is this something that I could even do anymore? I've been in this for 10 years, and I haven't been able to make it consistently successful. And I was getting ready to quit again. I actually applied for a job to work at the gas company with some of my friends, and I didn't get hired. And then at that time I had met another broker, and I said because if I stay where I'm at, I'm going to do the same thing. So the definition of insanity, right? So I decided to join the other office, and then had some really good training and learn proper skill sets, scripts, and then I was able to convert.
Yeah.
Then from there, that's when things really happened. Started closing 1 to 2 deals a month, 2 to 3, and then 4 to 5. Had as much as 10 deals in 1 month. For like a good 5-6 years of just thriving, right?
Yeah.
And then I knew I wanted to slow down as my daughter was getting older. So now I kind of taper off to a comfortable level, and now really I want to. So my goal now is really to, help more agents and be able to collaborate with them.
Yeah.
And see how I can help them grow while we help each other grow.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. That's like one very important like core value that we have is all about how can we all help each other, and that's actually why we're doing this channel as well, because we don't believe that companies should be the limitation of that I can only work with the agent in my company. We do believe that we're gonna run into each other's listing, right?
Yeah.
And then there's enough pie for everybody, right? So working together is better than always try to compete with one another. We can all win together.
Yes.
Right. Is there any last advice that you have for the audience? Like, let's say for people, we have a lot of videos like geared toward newer agents. I think for this, I would like to get your opinions, your insight for people who is maybe doing like one home a month, and they want to get to 2-3 homes a month. What kind of advice do you have for them?
Yeah, I think I would do an assessment on what's been working, and then do more of that. You know, or if that's not enough, then pick 1 or 2 other channels of lead generation and getting more business, and then working on that. Right? And sometimes the best way is, so with that, it's simple, but it could be hard. But if you have someone that's already done it, and will coach you and mentor you, you know, that makes it a lot easier. You'll get years of experience of the pitfall that they went through shrunk down, so you don't have to do all of them. You still have some of them, but at least it'll save you some years.
Okay. Yeah. So focus on where you're good at, what's been working out for you, and if you want more, maybe find 1 or 2, maybe max 2 more channels, but really focus on it. Kind of like how Ethan did his YouTube channel. That was his new channel of clients, and then from there, find a mentor or find a coach, somebody that can help you out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, because if you try to do it yourself, you don't know what you don't know, right? But at least you have someone who's done it before. They can see from a third-party point of view and say, okay, you can work on this, or let's look at what's going on. You can kind of synergize, right? Having a conversation with someone who's done more than you.
Yeah, save time.
Yeah, save
time. So, well, I want to thank you so much for coming to our channel today. And 观众们，如果你还没有订阅啊、按赞、留言、分享的话，要记得现在订阅我们的频道哦。那我们在微信也有一个房产经纪工作室的频道，如果你有兴趣，就是跟我们有问题可以一起讨论啊，或者一起成长，我们常常也会分享一些活动啊，或者一些不管是线上或线下的，都会让你们知道。那 again, thank you so much, Kyle. We really appreciate it. And if you guys have any questions that you want to reach out to Kyle, we'll put her information on here as well. And have a good day.
Good. All right, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.